I'm Clinton Griffiths. A developing story. The Mexican border is closed once again to live cattle imports into the U.S. That's after a report that New World screwworm was discovered in Mexico within 370 miles of the U.S. Ag Day's Michelle Rook joins me. Michelle, one port had just reopened on Monday after being closed for 2 months due to an earlier detection of NWS.
That's right, Clinton. USDA was forced to abandon its phased port reopening plan, which started Monday at Douglas, Arizona. And it's unclear how long the southern border will remain closed to livestock trade to Mexico. Now, while this is price positive for the cattle markets, it limits the already tight supplies going into feedlots. And the much bigger concern is the migration of New World screwworm and the threat it poses to the U.S. cattle herd. The U.S. cattle herd is on high alert with the New World screwworm case just 370 miles from the U.S. border. This indicates the pest has traveled 160 miles northward of the location where sterile flies are currently being dropped, prompting USDA to halt imports.
The New World screwworm fly has been discovered further north in Mexico, in particular further north in the state of Veracruz, which is very concerning because it means it's closer to the United States. We know that this is a significant animal health threat to us, and that is why Secretary Rollins made the decision yesterday to shut the border down.
USDA is also ramping up surveillance and advancing plans to expand sterile fly dispersal capabilities in South Texas. NCBA is calling for the building of the new facility at Moore Air Base immediately.
And the only way we're going to be able to protect ourselves and ultimately eradicate the New World screwworm is by having the sterile flies. And the facility in Panama is no longer able to produce enough sterile flies to be able to address this.
The case raises concerns about the effectiveness of Mexico's containment efforts. USDA will continue to monitor conditions on the ground in Mexico and only consider reopening trade when it's confident the screwworm threat is contained.
And if we do see them step up by closing their border to Guatemala, by doing active surveillance, by doing a little bit more in movement control, that will go a long way, I think, in providing not only the Secretary, but also our industry some comfort in being able to restore trade.
It's unclear how long the border could remain closed, but regardless, it seems inevitable the pest will enter the U.S.
We can definitely slow it down, but I am not willing to rule out that we won't ultimately see New World screwworm at some point in time here in the United States.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum said Thursday the U.S. decision to halt cattle imports from Mexico again over the flesh-eating screwworm pest was exaggerated. Meanwhile, cattle producers are learning more about how to detect the pest and the devastation it can cause if and when it gets into the U.S. herd. I'm Michelle Rook reporting for Ag Day.